Oh, Tom Homan.
Oh my
He
God.
is the border guy for Trump.
Yeah,
Self-proclaimed border czar.
who always sounds like he's a bunch of marbles in his mouth.
Anyway, what has he got planned next? Because Trump has been talking about going to war, right, in Chicago. He's sent troops to LA, sent troops to DC, and Chicago could be next on his list. So here is border czar Tom Homan.
We keep hearing the president's going to send National Guard troops into Chicago. It has not yet happened. Help clear this up for me. Is the president talking about sending National Guard troops and other federal troops into Chicago to handle deportations or to handle violent criminals, or both, like you just referred to, violent criminals who are in this country illegally? What is the operation going to look like? Will it happen this week?
Look, National Guard are always on the table. We use them in Los Angeles, and we use them in Washington D.C. They're a force multiplier. Now, do they arrest illegal aliens? No. ICE officers, Border Patrol agents who have Title VIII authority arrest illegal criminal aliens. But the National Guard does provide protection for us. It does provide us infrastructure, provides us transportation, provides us additional processing capability that allows the ones who immigration authority, the badge and guns on the street, to continue arresting the bad guy. So yeah, they're a force multiplier and they're on the table. I mean, they've been used by every administration.
By the way, I like the way he uses the bad guy. He and Mark Warner are united by their sophisticated analysis.
Since I've been working for the government, starting in 1984, every administration's used the Guard and the military on the border, and they've been very beneficial. Look at the crime change in Washington D.C. Look what they're able to do in Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles when that all started. We were serving criminal warrants on money fraud, tax evasion, money laundering, and cartel funding. We were serving criminal search warrants, and all hell broke loose because the left said we're doing immigration raids and just arresting people that look different from us. And for 2 days, ICE agents trying.
Now, why would the left think that when you're going to Home Depots and you're kidnapping people?
Yeah,
kidnapping people who are just there to look for work in very low wage jobs in a Home Depot parking lot, and you're kidnapping them, and so the left thought you were just kidnapping people based on the way that they look. Now, the silly, naive left, how could they possibly think that when really, if you're attacking people in Home Depot, you're going after money laundering for cartels? Is that what he wants us to believe?
Yeah. Exactly. That's what he wants to believe.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom Homan. Always great.
We have another Tom Homan clip for you. It's short but sweet.
Okay.
Protesters that we do see, I mean, some of it might be organic, but it does strike me that it seems like a lot of them are being bussed in. You see them at the end of these protests actually getting back on buses. Are these protesters, the bulk of them, are they actually being financed from?
Wow, there's a bus carrying people to a protest. Let's bring in even more troops. What does he want people to all go by car? Unless you have a car to bring you to a protest, you aren't legitimate. Groups organize and they bus people. And by the way, everyone does that. So does
unless you're walking.
Like the pro-life movement or like the anti-abortion movement, when they have the annual rally in DC, they have buses.
Yeah.
They have buses. Do we think that some foreign actor is behind that too? I don't know. Let's investigate.
From the outside, and is that something that Homeland's looking at? Is the financing of how all these so-called organic protests are happening?
Absolutely. We know a lot of these protesters are being paid. Many of them admitted to it. So yes, there's a whole effort right now in identifying.
Okay, wait a second. Who has admitted, let alone many of them, who has admitted to being paid? What protester has admitted to being paid? Look at how effortlessly he lies, and look at how the host, who's a congressman, I can't remember his name, a former Republican congressman, Jason something. Look at how he doesn't obviously ask him to follow up. Imagine if there had been a single protester, much let alone many, who said I was paid. You don't think this would be wall-to-wall coverage? We'd all have heard of it.
And who's paying for it?
Well, I think we know.
Russian,
Chinese. Yeah. In fact, we're going to have a nice flashback in a second after this clip.
who are funding these operations, those who fund the weapons that are being used. So yeah, and they'll be held accountable too, and held to the highest standards of the law. They will be prosecuted too.
All right. Well, I say put up or shut up. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
but yeah.
You know,
Well,
let's see the evidence. There's
yes,
none.
there is none. Jason Chaffetz that's his name, Jason Chaffetz, but who happens to be half Jewish, half Christian Scientist, which must make him a very conflicted because you're a hypochondriac and you can't take medication. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right, you're welcome, everyone. But let's take a flashback, take a look. Let's take a stroll down memory lane and look at someone who said something similar to what Homan's saying from the other side of the aisle.
They're in front of my house all the time. So I have a feeling for what feelings they have. But we have to think about what we're doing. And what we have to do is try to stop the suffering in Gaza. This is women and children, people who don't have a place to go. So let's address that. But for them to call for a ceasefire is Mr. Putin's message. Mr. Putin's message. Make no mistake, this is directly connected to what he would like to see. Same thing with Ukraine. It's about Putin's message. I think some of these protesters are spontaneous and organic and sincere. Some, I think, are connected to Russia. And I say that having looked at this for a long time now, as you know.
You think some of these protests are Russian plants?
I don't think they're plants. I think some financing should be investigated. And I want to ask the FBI to investigate that.
So there you go, Aaron. When you said who's paying for it, I think we know. Russia.
I mean, I've kind of really maxed out the term, but I'll just say it one more time. Blue Anon. I mean, come on. I mean, this is, like I haven't seen that clip in a while. And it's just amazing. It's crazy that both parties, like it's crazy enough to have one party saying this stuff. Like all the protesters against us, they're just foreign financed. We have both parties, everyone saying it. I mean, come on. It's just too much.
Here's the difference between like Homan and Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, being the great liberal progressive that she is, acknowledges that some of them are spontaneous and others are paid. Yeah. And for Homan, it's all of them are paid, or majority.
Also, I mean, Nancy names names. I mean, she's calling out Putin. Homan, we didn't hear from him who he's talking about. So, credit to Nancy for at least putting a name on it.
Right.
But oh my Lord.